Hey there guys, John Campea here. Thank you for visiting my movie vlog. And you know, as hard as it is to believe, we have now turned into the home stretch of 2017, which has a lot of people in the film fan community looking forward to 2018 and the great movies that lie ahead. Now, the year is shaping up to be a terrific year in film. We've got no less than 9 major comic book movies. We got a Star Wars Han Solo movie coming. But a lot of people have been asking me recently, what are the most anticipated movies of 2018 that don't have anything to do with comic book movies or Star Wars? There's a lot of them, and I thought I would count down for you right now my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2018 that aren't related to comic books or Star Wars. All these movies look absolutely amazing for all very different and unique reasons, but these are the films that you gotta have on your radar right now. The first film we're gonna start off with opens on November 16th, and that's called Widows. Now, Widows has an amazing cast with the likes of Jon Bernthal, Liam Neeson, Colin Farrell, Viola Davis, Robert Duvall, Elizabeth Debicki, but most importantly, it's being directed by an amazing director, Steve McQueen, who previously directed films like Shame and 12 Years a Slave. The movie's described as taking place in modern-day Chicago, where 4 women with nothing in common with each other except for the fact that their dead husbands all left behind a massive debt due to their criminal activities, come together and decide to forge their own destiny. I don't know much beyond that, but just the players involved make Widows definitely a movie to look forward to in 2018. Next up, opening on October 12th is First Man. First Man is being directed by Damien Chazelle. This guy just won Best Director at the Academy Awards for his incredible work directing La La Land. He also directed the wonderful film Whiplash. Now, the film is also sporting a great cast with Ryan Gosling, Jon Bernthal, and The Crown's Claire Foy. First Man looks at the life of astronaut Neil Armstrong and the incredible mission that led him to being the first man to walk on the moon in 1969. Next up, on June 15th, the movie we have been waiting 13 years for, The Incredibles 2, will finally hit the screen. Of course, we see returning voice talent Craig T. Nelson, Holly Hunter, Samuel L. Jackson, and most importantly, returning is director Brad Bird, who you could say he's had some success directing animated film with the likes of Ratatouille, The Iron Giant, the first Incredibles movie, and live action with films like Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. This is the one animated film that film fans have been screaming for years. The fact that it's taken this long is a shame, but at least we're ready to get it now. Speaking of long-awaited animated sequels, on November 21st, we've got Ralph Breaks the Internet, WreckIt Ralph 2. Of course, the main cast is returning with the likes of John C. Reilly as Ralph and Sarah Silverman as Vanellope, but we also get Jane Lynch returning, Jack McBayer is returning, Alan Tudyk as King Candy is supposed to be returning as well, Kristen Bell is supposed to be there, Mandy Moore, Taraji P. Henson, Ming-Na Wen, Idina Menzel as Elsa, her character from Frozen. If they can even capture half of the great charm of the first WreckIt Ralph, this movie's going to be a hit. Up next, on July 27th, the 6th installment of the Mission Impossible franchise, MI6 Mission Impossible. This time around, we've got Superman himself, Henry Cavill, joining the cast, which of course includes Tom Cruise, Rebecca Ferguson, Michelle Monaghan, and is of course being directed by Christopher McQuarrie. Next up, a lot of people are buzzing about The Black Hand. The new Leonardo DiCaprio film doesn't have an official release date yet, but it is supposed to release sometime in 2018. Based on the novel of the same name, this is the true story about the origins of the mafia in America that follows a New York City cop known as the Italian Sherlock Holmes, who goes after the ruthless gang in the early 1990s, the thugs who call themselves the Black Hand, who migrated from Italy to America and kidnapped people to extort money from their families. Leonardo DiCaprio finally got his little taste of Oscar gold, and now it looks like he's going after another one. Next up, opening on October 19th, is the next installment of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo film series, The Girl in the Spider's Web. Now, this time around, Rooney Mara and Daniel Craig won't be returning to their roles. Instead, we have Claire Foy from The Crown stepping in, and most notably, it's being directed by Fede Alvarez, who directed that amazing little horror film Don't Breathe, and of course, the reboot of Evil Dead. Next up, on June 29th, the follow-up film to the critically raved about film Sicario. This one's called Soldado. Once again, the movie stars Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro in a follow-up to the 2015 film, which centers around the escalating war against drugs along the border of the United States and Mexico. Next up, opening on March 2nd, is the spy thriller Red Sparrow. First trailer's already out. Red Sparrow stars Jennifer Lawrence, Joel Edgerton, and Mary Louise Parker, and is being directed by Francis Lawrence. If you recognize his name, it's because he directed the last 3 Hunger Games films. Lawrence plays a Russian intelligence service agent where she is forced to use her body as a weapon, but her first mission is targeting a CIA agent that threatens to unravel the security of both nations. And finally, the 10th film that is my most anticipated, not counting comic book or Star Wars movies, is of course Creed 2. This time around not being directed by Ryan Coogler, but rather being directed by Sylvester Stallone. Stallone returns as Rocky Balboa, Michael B. Jordan returns as Creed, and this time Dolph Lundgren reprises his role as Ivan Drago. No release date has been set for the film, but they are saying it will be a 2018 release date. So there you have it, guys. In no particular order, my 10 most anticipated movies of 2018 that are not related to comic books are Star Wars. So hopefully now these are some movies that you can put on your watch list, but I want to know, what are some movies opening up in 2018 that are not comic book or Star Wars related that you're really looking forward to that I didn't have on my list? Jump into the comments section below and let me know your thoughts. Listen, guys, while you're here, why don't you take a second, click on that subscribe button, become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. Make sure you're following me on social media, on Facebook and on Twitter, simply @John Campea. That'll do it for me for now, guys. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, bye-bye.